My 17-year-old niece ran away to be with a 22-year-old man with a violent criminal record, and her mom helped her pack her bags while I was at work. Posted by u/sh0rtger1. I have had legal custody of my 17-year-old niece, Jenny, since early 2020. Her birth parents lost custody due to substance abuse and domestic violence. Jenny has refused visitation with her mother for about a year after receiving abusive messages from her. Our old caseworker advised that Jenny was old enough to make that choice, and the parents would need to go to court to enforce visits. This past Friday, Jenny ran away to be with a 22-year-old man she's been secretly seeing. I discovered this relationship only after she left. I learned she has been using drugs and alcohol with him, and that her mother helped her collect her things while I was at work. With police involvement, I located her at a relative's home where the man was present and brought her back. The man has a criminal record including drug and violence charges. I have since removed her phone and Wi-Fi access for now, installed indoor and outdoor security cameras, scheduled drug testing, and will seek therapy services. Plan to speak with CPS and the county magistrate. My questions are: 1. Am I able to press charges against the 22-year-old for his involvement with Jenny? 2. Can I press charges against her mother for helping her leave or the relative for harboring her? 3. Is there anything else I should be doing legally to protect her? I am her legal custodian until she turns 18. She has expressed remorse and is complying with rules right now, but I'm concerned for her safety going forward. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I appreciate how crap all this is, but I would strongly recommend you don't escalate this further. You will just push her into this guy's arms and further down the dodgy path she's currently chosen. Your first priority should be maintaining your relationship with her. It probably doesn't feel like it right now, but you're the only stability in her life. On some level, she knows that. She is old enough that there's practically very little you can do, and I think some of your actions will be counterproductive in the long term. Whilst you need to protect her, you also need to let her make her own mistakes. The reason she's making these mistakes is clear. But she is almost 18, and you need to play the long game. Don't push her away from you where the risk is she will leave when she can and then become untethered. You may worry about what will happen to her, but think about that with respect to the long term too. Op response. That makes a lot of sense. I'm not trying to use the law to punish her or to get some kind of justification here. I'm truly worried about what this man could be capable of, and was more wondering what I could legally do to protect my family from him. His background, and a lot of it is very recent, is very scary. When I reported her as missing, the police had to file a report with CPS. I am going to meet with them tomorrow as well as the county magistrate. These are things that I now have to do because I reported her as a runaway. I think I was asking more about what I should be asking them about when I meet with them. If that makes sense. My head is still spinning, and I haven't been thinking straight since this happened. I just wanted to know legally what exactly I should be doing because I've never dealt with anything like this before. I still stand behind the need to protect her from this man. While I completely understand where you are coming from, I would like to add a little bit of context. I am legally responsible for her until she turns 18. If something were to happen to her, I would be held responsible for it. I have to ensure that she is safe. I have to ensure that she is healthy. If that makes me the bad guy, then I'm okay with it. She ran away 3 days ago and turned her phone and location off so I could not find her. She ran away to be with a man 5 years older than her with a criminal record of drug possession, domestic violence, and breaking and entering. His most recent arrest was less than 2 weeks ago. When I reported her missing, the police immediately knew who this man was and where he lived based on a nickname that I was able to provide them with. I have the responsibility to protect her myself and my other child from a young man with a known record for violence and communicating threats. Her access to her phone and internet has been temporarily suspended until I get her to see a mental health professional tomorrow because she threatened to hurt herself. I have been open and honest with her about my reasons for everything. She agrees with me on several of these things and was completely unaware of this man's criminal record until yesterday. She has asked for me to sleep in the living room with her because she says she doesn't trust herself to be alone. I have always given her the space to make her own mistakes and to learn from them. That has always been the dynamic in our home. When she moved in with me, I promised her complete honesty and transparency about the situation with her parents and the court case. I have held on to my end of that bargain, and until a couple of months ago, she had done the same as far as I am aware. Allowing her to be with a 22-year-old man with a violent criminal past and giving her the space to follow through on threats to hurt herself isn't allowing her to make her own mistakes. It's allowing her to place herself into a very dangerous situation. I realize that when she turns 18, she can make her own choices, and I am aware that this could cause her to become untethered. But how does giving her the space to do so now change that outcome? Update, hello again. I wanted to provide an update on my 17-year-old niece, Jenny, who ran away with a 22-year-old man last month. I received a lot of helpful feedback from everyone here, and I'm very grateful for the advice. With the input I got, I decided not to escalate things without Jenny's agreement. My priority was to avoid pushing her further away from me and closer to the man grooming her. However, some things were non-negotiable. Therapy, a pregnancy test at a doctor's office, birth control, and STD screening. She had developed a UTI, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't related to something more serious. She agreed to all of these. Her phone and Wi-Fi access were restored when school started, with the condition that she share her location with me. I told her I couldn't control who she spoke to, but if she continued dating this man, she would need to do so under certain rules, including that I meet him. If they couldn't follow those rules, she could still talk to him, but not see him in person until she turned 18. She agreed. He did not. Jenny is now in regular therapy and has been prescribed medication for anxiety and depression. We are awaiting further screening for additional mental health concerns. She is not pregnant, and we are waiting on STD screening results. Her doctor and therapist have reinforced the importance of condoms for protection against STDs. This past weekend, she officially ended things with a 22-year-old. She admitted that he has been volatile and controlling, and that she feels scared and unsafe around him. He did not handle the breakup well. He has since sent her multiple lengthy, threatening texts. In at least one of these, he stated that he would choke her out the next time he saw her. He has also shown up at my home several times under the pretext of returning her things. He has been warned not to return. Jenny has blocked him on all platforms. She asked me this morning to assist her in seeking a restraining order. Tomorrow, we will be visiting a local women's shelter to connect with resources for this process. Everything was closed today for the holiday. Given his repeated contact, explicit threats, and criminal history of domestic violence, I am hopeful that the order will be granted. Her workplace has also been informed and has a safety plan in place in case he tries to approach her there. This has been very frightening, but I am relieved that Jenny was able to see his true colors before turning 18, while she still has more legal protections and family support. Thank you again to everyone who offered advice. I 45F realized I actually like one of my daughters more than the other, and now the one I can't stand keeps calling me a slave to the patriarchy. Posted by u/throwaway for please 8. So my daughters were born pretty damn close together. Their birthdays are only 10 months apart because I got pregnant pretty much immediately after having the other. Their entire lives they have always been best friends. My eldest is Sam 17, and the year below is Izzy 16. These girls have been absolutely inseparable since Izzy was born. They'd read each other stories, play with their dolls, do each other's hair, held hands everywhere they went together, and they look incredibly alike too. People have mistaken them for twins when they were younger. We've always had a pretty tight-knit family. Me, husband, and the girls, we have family film game nights and regularly take trips together. These girls are my entire world, and I'm feeling absolutely riddled with guilt over the last 2 years because I'm really starting to dislike my youngest, Izzy. Obviously, they weren't going to stay the same forever. From the age of about 13 onwards was when they both really started to diverge with their personalities. I completely expected and thought I was prepared for this. I can still remember when I first started to feel like I was becoming my own person, and I know it's a confusing emotional roller coaster for teens, so I try to be as open and understanding as possible in regards to their choices. Both girls are currently doing their A-levels in college. Sam is studying biology, chemistry, mathematics, and some kind of animal welfare subject. Her goal is to go into veterinary course at uni, and she currently volunteers at our local vets helping out with the animals. She's always been a sweet girly girl, and only got more feminine as she entered her teenage years. I'm also rather girly, and me and Sam regularly go get our nails, hair done together, go shopping, and enjoy baking together. At the end of each day at school, she'll come home and make us both a cup of tea, and we'll chat about how our days went. Boys, she's interested in her classes, drama with her friends, etc. She's by no means the popular girl at school, but has a group of about 10 close-knit friends that she hangs out with a lot, and often the girls will sleep over at my house, do each other's makeup, even join us on our movie nights. Sam is by no means shy, but hates making people upset, so will avoid confrontation like the plague. Izzy, on the other hand, has begun to get very involved in political issues and current events. She lives off of the news channel and is always passionate about some cause or another. She gets along rather well with her father in this aspect, as they like to debate about the government and upcoming policies. She means well in her arguments, but can be a bit opinionated at times, and when someone disagrees with her, instead of calling peace and agreeing to disagree, she likes to keep the discussion going until she understands why someone thinks like they do. I understand that she's curious about how the world works, and I won't squash that, but it does get a bit tedious hearing, but why, to everything we talk about. She's currently studying politics, psychology, business, and economics as her A-level subjects. She doesn't really have any friends from school and lives on websites like Tumblr chatting to people who care about her causes. I try to involve her in mine and Sam's trips out shopping, and she declines, saying she'd rather stay at home. To try and be more inclusive, I suggested she pick some activities, and we'll do them with her if she doesn't like the girly activities. But Izzy will again decline, saying she'd rather hang out with people who have the same mindset as her. I tried to organize something with just me and her to do instead, so I had alone time with her, just like I do for Sam. But she responded with something along the lines of, like, you'd be able to understand anything I'm involved with anyway. Her most recent thing has been the Free the Nipple campaign, along with growing out her leg hair, and has been ranting at Sam for being a slave to gender stereotypes by liking dresses and boys and makeup. At our movie nights, Izzy will try and psychoanalyze the characters in all the films, even ones she's picked, and complains about the character tropes and forced romances throughout them. It's completely ruined movie nights, so last week I didn't even schedule one so I didn't have to deal with it. I know Sam is upset by all of this because she's cried to me a few times, but each time I bring it up to Izzy, she says she doesn't care and we should check our privilege. I've tried grounding. She just sat stubbornly on the floor all night, suspending her allowance. She said money doesn't control her, taking her phone away from her. She says we let technology control our lives anyway and nothing seems to work. I hate it because I want to love my daughters equally, but I really don't like Izzy right now. She's being a bit self-righteous, policing everything her sister, Sam Ware, says does, and calling her a slave. My husband seems to think it's just some silly teenage rebellious phase, and she'll calm down soon so he's not as upset about it as I am. He also enjoys political debates with her, so he tries to take the heat away from the discussions when me or Sam are present. One time when Izzy openly called Sam subordinate arm candy. When she was going out on a date, he told her she's not allowed to talk to her sister like that, and she was grounded. And Izzy snapped, "Oh, now you're playing favorites too. Fuck off then," and stormed upstairs. He's been trying to talk to her calmly about her attitude and how he loves her, and he understands her side of things, but can't just be this rude to everyone. But he recently got a new project at work, and has been working long-ass shifts, so he's not around that often. I just don't know what to do. Is this a phase? How do you even deal with this? If anything, her behavior is making me like Sam even more for being such a good kid, and so I feel like it's a never-ending cycle. I have tried to include Izzy in so many things, and she just debates any topic possible, tells me all my choices are wrong. Sam will be off to uni in September, and then it'll just be me and Izzy at home. How the heck do I navigate this? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. One of the most important relationships tools to teach Izzy is, once you start name-calling, you've lost your argument. Debates and jokes are fun until someone else gets hurt. Op response. That could be a good tool. Usually because she gets so passionate about these things, I end up trying to calm her down and justify her, because I think she might feel like it's me and Sam versus her opinions. The next time she insults someone, I think I'll definitely try just ending the discussion on the spot and doing something different. Commenter 2. It's great Izzy is passionate, but she needs to seriously learn some respect. She should not talk to anyone in your family the way she does. She should not be telling her father to fuck off or being extremely rude to her sister, not to mention how dismissive she is of you. She acts like you won't understand her interests, insinuating that you're stupid. I would take away all her privileges, no phone, no internet, grounded, etc., until she can be more respectful. Also, please reassure Sam that it is okay that she likes being a stereotypical girl. The whole point of feminism is that a woman can be whatever she wants to be, not that she can be whatever she wants to be with the exception of being traditionally feminine. Keep up your time with her and ride out the storm with Izzy. Hopefully this will pass when she matures a little. Op response. That's what I try to do, but considering they're polar opposites right now, I don't know if they're taking me seriously or if they think I'm just saying it to make them feel better. It's like I'm turning back and forth going, if you want to give up bras, Izzy, go ahead. Who needs them? It's great you feel confident enough to go out without them. wearing bras doesn't make you anti-feminist, Sam. A lot of people find them super comfy and easier to wear. Plus, there's some super pretty ones out there, so they make a lot of women feel sexy in them. No, Izzy, I'm not saying women can't be sexy without bras. Sorry, I want to tear my hair out. Update 19 days later. So I know it's only been about 3 weeks since the last post. Already a lot has happened, and there's probably a lot more work to do, but I just want to thank everyone for their advice and let you know that progress has been made. It was clear from all the comments that there were a few issues I had to deal with. One was to actually involve myself more in Izzy's life and interests, and two was to stop letting her get away with hurting Sam so much and teach her that she can't talk down at people like she is. Three is to ride it out as much as I can and hope that she mellows out over time like a lot of commenters said they did as they aged. So the first thing I did was make a list of all the films/TV shows recommended by people here to look into, to try and find some things I can watch with Izzy to make her feel included. It was a long list, and I think we got some really good options that will appeal to the whole family. The first thing I tried out is Steven Universe, as just about everyone on here suggested it for me. Izzy actually walked in on me watching it about 5 episodes in. So much for one taster episode to see if it was any good, and sort of paused in the doorway and asked, "You actually like Steven Universe?" I said one of my coworkers had recommended it as a cute show to watch, and I actually kinda love it. Oh, I wish I could have taken a picture of the smile on her face. She immediately jumped onto the sofa and started quizzing me on how far along I am, who my favorites are, if I liked this show then I'll love X, and started listing off other shows, a lot of which were on my list to try out. I told her we could try all them out. I actually already have a few, and reinstate film night, but under a new condition to make sure we don't run into any issues again. I purchased some dry whiteboards and pens and proposed the following idea. During all films and TV shows, there is to be silence as I would like to watch something without it being talked over. However, we write down topics we want to talk about on the boards throughout the film. At the end of it, we designate a discussion time to talk all about it. Izzy agreed to it and said that was probably fair, so that was one win. We've had 2 film nights since then. The first one we watched was Legally Blonde, and she was constantly scribbling on the board. The discussion after went pretty well, I feel. Izzy did most of the talking about how empowering Elle Woods is, but I tried to engage her so she didn't feel like I was just glazed over and ignoring it. Sam has at this point finished her exams and took up her volunteer work pretty much full time, so it was just me and Izzy doing this, which I thought gave some nice quality time. I tried to find some activities for us to do together that aren't hair nails and thought she might enjoy a hike, as we live pretty close to a national park here. So I suggested that one day. I was turned down, but that's fine. I'm not expecting an immediate turnover. I'll just keep suggesting things every few days to let her know I do want to do things with her. We've been watching Orange is the New Black since that came out, along with Steven Universe and Sense8 now, so I still feel like we're making progress. Since Sam took up the extra work, she's not really in the house much anymore, so her and Izzy have clashed a lot less naturally. I still took down some of the comments you guys suggested, like how by shaming Sam for what she's wearing, Iz is doing the opposite of feminism, but Sam actually beat me to it. So far only one has been made when Sam wore a small playsuit out one day as it's been getting pretty warm here. Izzy said something like, "Wow, I didn't think it was possible to wear any less clothing than you normally do. Who's this for then?" But before I could even say anything, Sam went, "Me, because I look damn good in it. Maybe you should try one, it's pretty empowering looking this good," and skipped out the door. I was stood in shock for a second, as Sam has never returned fire before, and Iz kinda did the same for a second before storming off upstairs. She hasn't made another comment since then. This was shortly after my first post, and I'm not sure if it's because they just don't see each other often or Iz was genuinely shut up by one comment from Sam. So I'm in limbo waiting for that one to come around. While taking Sam out for uni supplies one day, I asked her how she feels about Izzy's behavior, because I really don't want her to be negatively impacted by all this. She said that she gets a little upset when Iz makes the comments, but she knows that she thinks she's coming from a good place and doesn't take it to heart. She also said that Iz would probably chill out after a few years, and when she goes off to uni, she'll be away from it anyway, so she's riding out the storm until September. Me and Sam aside, the new debate group I mentioned in the comments, Iz just joined, has now become a big thing for her, which I also think has been mellowing her out a bit. She's been going to sessions quite regularly. I asked her if they had audiences, and if I could come along sometime, and she said, maybe in the future. It's new right now, so it's really just class debating. She's also become really close really fast with another girl in the group. We'll call her Anna. Apparently they take the same subjects, but are in opposite classes, so they never met before this debate group. Either Anna is at our house or Izzy is at hers every day for the last 2 weeks, so I'm glad she's made a close friend she can talk to. She's barely been on her laptop, so there's also less of the internet/Tumblr fueling her behavior. Since Anna came along, Izzy has been significantly less argumentative and rude. She's been skipping around the house in an almost dreamlike state, and it's making my heart melt to see her this happy. I suspect Anna might be slightly more than just a new friend, but I'm not going to push anything. Izzy can talk to me whenever she wants to. As for her dad, his project at work is wrapping up, so there's now less late nights, and they're back to the political chit-chat over breakfast and seem as close as ever. So overall, I think things are improving. I'd like to thank everyone that took the time to comment. I read through every single one. I will continue bringing up activities and shows that you've suggested over time. I have a list saved of them all on my computer to keep asking her about. Eventually, maybe Izzy will let me take her on a hike or go to see a play together. I just have to keep trying. I'll also punish her where appropriate if she calls out me or Sam for what we wear or our hobbies, because it's not okay to be rude. It's a weird line to walk right now of curbing rude comments, while also suddenly making more of an effort to take part in her interests. But I think I'm giving it a good go.
My ex-wife called me a bad father for letting our daughter wear what she wants and put a lock on her door. Now she's threatening court. Posted by you/Dosiamterd, I 43M have a daughter 16F, who I have joint custody over with my ex-wife 39F. We got divorced when my daughter was a baby, and the court awarded 50 and 50 custody for the both of us. I will admit, though, being a doctor comes with its consequences. I haven't been as present as I wish I could have been. When my daughter was 13, she started telling me things that her mom does or rules that she has in place over her, and how she thinks it's unfair. I'd listen to her and advise her to talk to her mom. My daughter would then ask if she has to obey those rules over here still, to which I said no. At first, it was just small stuff that I find nitpicky, things like not being able to eat in the living room. As she's gotten older, she started making more requests for privileges in my house, and it's pretty much gone like this. Example 1. Mom doesn't let me hang out with friends during the week. Well, that's dumb. If you have a ride there and back, you can go with your friends. Example 2. Mom doesn't let me wear comfortable clothes around the house. She says I have to dress modestly. You can walk around the house naked for all I care. Example 3. You and Mom's houses don't have locks on my bedroom door. There isn't a lock. I can call a guy out and have him put a lock in for you if you want. Example 4. Mom doesn't let me drink soda. Do you want soda? If so, I can order it with our groceries from Hy-Vee. You get the idea. I don't want to say I've become a doormat for my daughter, but I'm not nearly as stingy about rules. It's her house just as much as it's mine in my eyes. My ex-wife recently has been going off on my daughter, and about how I'm letting her get away with any and everything, and how my lack of discipline at my house is leading her to break rules at her mother's house. I told my ex-wife that she should ease up on our daughter because she's almost a damn adult and doesn't need to be treated like a toddler. My ex-wife went bananas over the phone with me, and at her house, she went off on my daughter for being an undisciplined brat. My ex-wife is threatening to take me to court for custody if I don't straighten up my act, and I told her she kissed my ass. It has me wondering, though, am I being an asshole to my ex-wife? Is this bad dad behavior? I want my daughter to feel safe, comfortable, and happy, and I want to believe I'm doing that. If I am being an asshole to my ex-wife, what do I do? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. The clothes and the door lock concern me. Is your ex remarried? Other kids in the house? Policing what she wears at home and calling it modest makes it seem like your child is some sort of sexual object and not a kid. Then the lock, it really sounds like she wants to keep people out. You should ask her about that more in depth. The other thing, some people are more strict on than others. Your ex cannot control what happens in your house. Whether she likes it or not, you are an equal parent. Op response. Now that you mention the lock thing, that does seem concerning. I just passed it off as she wants her own privacy and left it as that. Before my daughter mentioned it, I didn't even know the door didn't have a lock. Commenter 2. Is it possible that religion might play a role in this situation for the rules at the mother's house? Op response. We are not Muslim. I am an atheist. I'm pretty sure my daughter is too because I don't hear her talking about going to any form of mass. But my ex-wife is an Orthodox Christian. I don't remember the conversation in full, but it started when my daughter wore just a bra and shorts around her mom's house when she was like 14, and her mom flipped. She doesn't let my daughter wear anything that's revealing or inappropriate around the house or in public. Me personally, I don't give a shit what my daughter does or doesn't wear. I've had multiple days that I've woken up on the weekend to get ready for work, and my daughter is butt-ass naked cooking breakfast for herself or watching TV. My first thoughts aren't, OMG, my daughter is naked, how blasphemous. It's damn whatever she is cooking smells pretty good. Or that TV show makes no sense to me. I bought my daughter clothes that she wanted and didn't give too much thought into it. Commenter 3. Does Op talk with his daughter on a regular basis on what's going on in her life? Op response. My daughter is pretty open with who she's with or where she is going. I do know that she's gonna lie from time to time because she's a teenager and all teenagers do it, but I trust that she can hold her own. I bought her a thing of pepper spray that goes on her keychain with her car keys that she carries everywhere, so worst case she has something. I know a few of her friends that I've met at the house, but other than that, no, I don't know. Update. Same post next day. I have been talking to my daughter and ex-wife over the last several hours and have figured out a few things. 1. There is no other permanent resident at my ex's house. No boyfriend, no husband, no other kids, nothing like that. My ex does have this book club thing she hosts and has guests once a month, but all are adults. 2. My ex-wife doesn't let my daughter have a lock on her door because, and I quote, because I'm not going to give her the ability to hide her drugs or boyfriends she is sleeping with. 3. My ex doesn't let my daughter see her friends during the week because she says her friends are distractions to school. However, her report card says she is doing just fine academically. 4. My ex doesn't just control what she wears, but also won't let her use makeup or even consume adult media. My daughter says that my ex called her attire slutty one time because she was wearing a shirt with no bra. My ex denies saying this, but I wouldn't put it past her. 5. I asked my daughter if she would be okay with my searching her room, and my daughter said she had nothing to hide. I looked around, and guess what? No drugs, no vapes, no illegal plans to take over the U.S. government, nothing like that. Normal 16-year-old girl room. 6. I asked my daughter if she would have a problem with me putting Life 360 on her phone so I can see where she goes. She handed me her phone and said, again, she has nothing to hide so she doesn't care. 7. I did talk to my daughter about her attitude and treatment to her mother. She agreed that she has been acting out and said she will text or call me if she has an issue with something her mom is doing. She said she will respect her mother's rules, but she did ask me to talk to her about her mother's comments about her body. Apparently my daughter feels like her mother is sexualizing her and her body, and it makes her uncomfortable. I agreed to talk to her mom about it. So far that conversation is deadlocked because her mom will not let up on her whole modesty shit. 8. My daughter told my ex that she tried to take me to court. My daughter will ask a judge to live with me full time. More to come update-wise. Thank you all for your input.